From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, February the 26th, 2019. Police in Buenos Aires are investigating an attack yesterday on Argentina's chief rabbi. A number of assailants broke into the home of Rabbi Gabriel Davidovich in the middle of the night Monday, restrained his wife and beat him, also robbing the home. There are reports that the attackers yelled that they knew he was the community rabbi, but it is still unclear if the incident was motivated by anti-Semitism or whether it was criminal in nature. Argentine President Mauricio Macri condemned the attack and vowed to find those responsible. Israel's leaders expressed their outrage and warned against anti-Semitism. World Jewish Congress CEO and Executive Vice President Robert Singer stressed that it is not yet clear whether this was a targeted crime of hateful anti-Semitism or a barbaric criminal act. But we trust, he said, that the authorities will continue to do everything in their power to determine the motive and bring the perpetrators to justice. Davidovich, meanwhile, who was seriously injured in the attack, is said to be improving. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is flying to Moscow tonight to meet tomorrow with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The two will reportedly discuss how to improve coordination between the two countries' militaries in Syria and Israel's concerns regarding Iran's presence there. Israel's Channel 12 reports that the Palestinian Authority's security forces arrested a 6-person Hamas terror cell in the West Bank, preventing a terror attack. The cell was reportedly getting ready to carry out terrorist attacks in Israel with explosive devices. The Times of Israel said that an unnamed PA security official said he could not confirm or deny the report, but told the paper, "We have very clear orders to stamp out Hamas military activity, and we are always making efforts to do that." Well, a slight glitch to report to you in the Israeli Lunar lander's journey to the moon, which hopefully will not have an impact on that mission. SpaceIL engineers said Bereshit's onboard computer restarted on its own last night, which automatically canceled an engine burn, a scheduled second maneuver of the craft to keep it on track. SpaceIL CEO Dr. Ido Antebi said that at the moment we are not very worried. Of course, it isn't nice, he said, but we are still optimistic. Bereshit should still land on the moon on April the 11th. As engineers said, there were a number of buffer days built into the schedule in the event of minor delays. A leader in the Reform Jewish movement has died. David S. Davidson served as chair of the Reform Movement's Commission on Social Action and as a board member of the Union for Reform Judaism and the Religious Action Center of Reform Judaism, who said of Davidson, "So many of the resolutions of the movement on issues of social justice bear his mark." Davidson, who was also a prominent judge, died on February the 17th from lymphoma. He was 91. And a man known by many as Master of the Musical has died. Filmmaker and choreographer Stanley Donen was best known for the 1952 classic Singin' in the Rain. His impressive body of work also included On the Town, Funny Face, and Damn Yankees. Donen died on Thursday from heart failure in New York City. He was 94. A group of former IDF soldiers shared their perspective today at the European Parliament in Brussels. The Jerusalem Post reports 4 members of reservists on duty addressed the EU body for the first time and told EU members of how Palestinian civilians are used by the terror groups in Gaza. They said if representatives of European countries are truly interested in helping the Palestinian people, they must invest money into fighting the true human rights violators like Hamas. The event was hosted by Czech EU Parliament member Tomáš Žďárovský. A former Nazi guard may not face justice after all. If you recall, the trial of 95-year-old Johann Rabogin was suspended this past December when heart and kidney issues forced Rabogin to be hospitalized. And yesterday, a court in Münster, Germany, said that trial was unlikely to resume. Rabogin is accused of complicity in mass murder in the Stutthof concentration camp near what is now Gdansk in Poland. Walmart has made its first Israeli acquisition. The American retail giant purchased Aspectiva, a product review startup based in Tel Aviv. The company uses advanced technology to analyze large quantities of consumer opinions, turning them into customer recommendations. Walmart's Lori Fleece called Israel a hotbed of tech talent and innovation and said Aspectiva has developed incredibly sophisticated machine learning techniques and natural language processing capabilities, both of which are areas we believe will have profound impact on how customers will shop in the future. Aspectiva will continue to operate from its offices in Tel Aviv. Looking now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, February the 26th, we bring you part 2 of our live broadcast from the symposium in Washington, D.C. on the U.S.-Israel alliance, followed by a concert with David Broza and episode 2 of the Israeli series A Touch Away. And by the way, part 1 of the symposium in Washington that we broadcast live earlier today will re-air at midnight tonight. And coming up next at 6:30, it's Insight to Israel. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, February the 26th, 2019. I'm Teisha Bader.